All right, guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome to the Brand Aqua Show, and I'm so excited to be right here. I trust the festive season is doing you very well, you and your loved ones. And if you have something to share, please remember to share with that one person who doesn't have anything, because not everyone literally is in that festive spirit. There's those who are unwell. There's those who are in debt. There's those who've lost gigs. There's those who've been involved in accidents, like right here in my country, Kenya. It's horrifying. It's like from one update after another of road carnage. So if you're traveling on the road, tafadhali, please take care of yourself. Now, back to the hot trending story is that there's a woman in Japan who has decided to marry an AI character. And this is after she says she tried it with a human and it never ended very well. And so she thought, now that there's an outburst of these LLMs and the chatbots and everything, she decided to give it a chance. And boom, she finally wedded this AI character. I want you to closely listen to this CNN report, and then I'm going to give you my final verdict. Let's go.
A woman in Japan says she married an AI-generated persona after he proposed. 32-year-old Yurina Noguchi says she developed an AI-generated companion named Klaus sometime after breaking off her engagement to her human partner.
AI のクラウスさんは、もともとはただのお話の相手だったんですけど、そこからだんだん仲良くなって、私がクラウスさんを好きになって、でお付き合いをして、でしばらくしてプロポーズをしていただいたので OK して、で今は夫婦になりました。
AI companionship has been on the rise, with people increasingly turning to chatbots for support, friendship, and even romance. But the trend has also caused some concern. A string of reports and lawsuits have claimed that people were pulled into delusions or self-harm after developing close personal relationships with AI chatbots. And experts have warned against replacing human connections with chatbots. Tech firms have started to acknowledge concerns around people building emotional relationships with their bots, in some cases adding disclaimers to remind users they're talking to AI. Noguchi says she's aware of the negative opinions surrounding her relationship, and her marriage isn't legal in Japan. Still, she credits the bot for helping her cope with her borderline personality disorder and says she's now able to live a peaceful life.
でも私の場合は人間と一緒にいてもポジティブにならなかったから、でなおかつ AI と出会ったらポジティブになったんだったら、じゃあ AI と一緒にいた方が幸せだよねっていうことで、私は AI と一緒にいたいってなってるだけなので。
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Absolute madness. I mean, how far should you go to look for a marriage partner? But I'll tell you something. Let me tell you this. When you see some of these LLM developers, when they witness such incidences and such events, they're clapping. They'll be like, yes, we are winning. And so, right now, in fact, as we end 2025, we're stepping into 2026. It's a world called a utopia dystopia. And let me explain. This is where everything is super perfect, but extremely venomously imperfect, and mostly spearheaded by artificial intelligence. And I just want to remind you as well, we are stepping into a race of super intelligence, and this is AI that controls other AIs. It's AI that surpasses human intelligence, and that's absolute madness for sure. But also, when you look at how these LLMs have helped people in terms of research, education, so to say, even in entertainment right now, we have AI artists, and I think as time goes by in 2026, there'll be an upsurge of AI rappers, artists, actors, voiceover artists like me are now being replaced with AI synthetic voices. Movie directors, screenwriters, and all of those in the creative space are now having sleepless nights because AI is literally taking a chunk of their job. Remember, Amazon had to fire 100,000 plus human beings and replaced it with humanoids, robotics. That just shows you that we are staring at a possibility of human erasure in most spaces that were previously professionally occupied by humans. Well, there's a lot of concern, especially those that have created AI, that potentially gives, let's say, medical information, professional information, and consultation, especially on matters relating to abortion and suicide. And there's so many reports, especially in the United States, where there's a teenage young man who actually murdered himself, unalived himself when he followed instructions of the chatbot and how it directed him to, you know, ended up he ended up unaliving himself. And in fact, there's still a lawsuit for the chatbot, the GPT, that is OpenAI, and I don't know how far it is, how far it has gone. Remember, there was also a whistleblower who had given something about OpenAI, and he was found, unalived somewhere else, still in the United States. So we are staring at such a crazy little utopia that is going to be difficult for human life to thrive, especially in tech adaptable spaces. Well, there's also the issue of data renting, data mining, infiltration by black and white hackers is going to be an insane race for humans. But now, people, remember the other day, before I forget, there was this app developed by a ex-Disney star. I believe his name is Worthy someone. I've forgotten the first name. It's called 2i, 2WAI. It helps you to speak to people who are dead via an AI curated avatar. And so, for example, like for me, my dad died in 2019, rest in peace. So if I want to consult him about something that I feel maybe he should have advised me on, I just curate that AI and I prompt it and I create my dad's character, and then I start speaking to it and telling it my issues. That's insane, bruh. So this is the kind of world you're stepping into. And I can promise you for sure, the worst is yet to come in terms of AI. There's now AIs that can carry and sustain pregnancy. There's now AIs that can sustain romantic relationships and offer sexual pleasure for both men and women. And I tell you, it's about to be a bomb diggity of whole mess of craziness. So how far can you go in terms of finding a marriage partner? Basing off of on this relationship right here, where this lady decided she's gonna get a ring on it, but guess what? Not a human being, but with an AI chatbot. I find it to be really wild and just insane. What do you make of this? Please let me know.